Hello and welcome. So today we are diving into a really fascinating piece of ancient mental technology. It's called Vimutti-ñāṇadassana. I know, it's a mouthful, but trust me, once we decode it, you'll see it's an incredibly powerful tool for understanding real lasting change. But first, I want you to really think about this for a second. Whether you're trying to break a bad habit, finish a huge project, or maybe even recover from something difficult, how do you know, really know that it's over, that the change is permanent and it's not going to slide back? That's the big question we're digging into.
So, to get to the bottom of this, we've got to break this ancient Pali term down. It's made of three key parts, and each one is like a piece of a puzzle. When we click them all together, something pretty amazing happens.
Okay, first up we have Vimutti. This basically means to be liberated, released, or totally unbound. I want you to picture the feeling of a heavy weight finally being lifted off your shoulders, or chains you didn't even know were there just falling away. That's the state of freedom we're talking about here.
All right, part two is jnana. Now, this is super interesting. It's not just knowledge in a vague sense. Think of it more like objective data. It's the system logic, the raw information, the cold, hard facts of the situation, completely separate from how you feel about it. And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle, the sana. This means direct seeing or witnessing. And here's the key. It's the act of observing that data for yourself. You're not taking anyone's word for it. You are the one looking at the evidence. This changes everything.
So, let's put it all together. You've got the state of freedom, Vimutti. You've got the objective data about that freedom, jnana. And you have the direct personal witnessing of that data, dassana. When you combine these, you get something that's way more than just a good feeling. You get what we're calling the mind's final audit. And boom, here it is in a nutshell. This is the process. It's about confirming that liberated state by looking at the raw data and then personally witnessing that data as proof. See, it's not about hope. It's not about faith. It is a rigorous three-step internal verification. Yeah, and this is so important. This isn't about just feeling free one sunny afternoon. This is like being a systems analyst for your own mind. You're going into the back end, you're checking the system logs, and you are confirming with absolute certainty that the faulty source code, the very root of the problem, has been permanently uninstalled. It's gone. I know, this can still feel a little up in the air. So let's ground this with four really cool modern analogies that perfectly capture what this final audit actually feels like. All right, our first analogy is straight out of the tech world. Think about that moment when you're finishing a massive software installation, or maybe a really critical system update on your computer. You know that little pop-up that finally appears? Success, installation complete, no errors found. That's it. That's Vimutti-ñāṇadassana. It's the system's own confirmation that the job is 100% finished flawlessly. It's the system telling you the task is done. Okay, analogy number 2. Let's talk money. I want you to imagine the incredible relief of paying off a huge, lifelong debt. You know, there's the feeling of being debt-free, and then there's the proof. This is like getting that official, notarized document in your hands, stamped in big red letters, paid in full. That document is the ñāṇadassana. It's the undeniable data that proves the debt isn't just gone. Its entire foundation, the reason it existed, has been wiped out forever. For our third analogy, we're heading somewhere certainty is absolutely everything, the medical world. And this one really hits home for a lot of people. It's not just about the doctor saying you're all clear. It's about you, the patient, sitting there looking at your own MRI scan. You are directly witnessing the clean image, the data, the jnana, that proves the illness is gone. That personal act of seeing, that's what puts an end to the fear for good. And for our last one, let's switch gears to something a bit more fun. Let's talk about video games. If you're a gamer, you know this feeling. It's not just about beating the final boss. It's that moment after you've done everything, every single side quest, found every collectible, and then, ding, the platinum trophy unlocks. You can literally put the controller down. The game is over. There is absolutely nothing left to do. Okay, so these analogies are great for getting the feel of it. But so what? Why is this final confirmation, this audit, so incredibly important? Well, this is where we go from a temporary state to something completely permanent. Well, here's where it all comes together. A temporary good feeling? That's conditional. It depends on things going your way. It can be shaken. But this final confirmation, it's unconditional.
Why? Because it's not based on your mood. It's based on objective, witnessed data that proves the root cause has been eliminated.
And the result of all this, the state you enter into is called a sekka. This means one who has nothing more to learn, or an adept. The project is complete. The training manual can be thrown away. You're done.
So when you really think about it, this whole process, the Vimutti-ñāṇadassana, is the ultimate final approval stamp. It's the final sign-off on the most important project there is, your own inner freedom. And it's this very process that makes that liberation completely, totally irreversible. So I want to leave you with this question to think about. For whatever big change or goal you have in your own life, what would that final approval look like for you? What would be the objective data? And what would you need to see with your own eyes to know without a shadow of a doubt that the job is truly done?